This meeting is being recorded.
I love it. All right, well, good morning, everyone. Thank you all for being here for the August OCCAP meeting. We have a great lineup and ROI speaker here, and so I'm really excited to, I guess, be back from summer vacation since we were off last month, and you know, just get into it for the next couple months, and I'm working on a few other speakers for September and October. Next month we'll have a veteran, actually. That will be really great to hear his story. And then we're in October we're going to have the API that has the service technician school for vehicles share and present. So beautiful. But anyways, talking about August. If you can all put your information into the chat, that way your contact information, and we're going to go ahead and do rapid fire introductions, and so that way we can see who's on the meeting. So if you can keep it, you know, to a you know, under a minute, that would be great. Just so we continue on with the meeting. So I will start off with Agent Sabota.
Hey, good morning, everyone. So glad to be back at the CAP meeting. Thank you, Megan, for hosting. I'm Agent Swoboda. I cover all reentry programs for parole in Orange County. Thanks.
Awesome. And then we will go to Joe.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. I'm Joe Blicky, retired assistant sheriff for the Sheriff's Department. I currently work for the Chief Executive Office, and my responsibilities are to develop some reentry resource centers throughout the county so that post-custody individuals will have some place to go and gather everything that they need. So that's kind of what I'm working for in the future. And our first project is in Laguna Hills. It's going to be the Verdugo facility, South County Probation. And we anticipate that resource center will be up and running in 6 months.
Awesome. Thank you for that update. Let me go to, well, just go to your former partner in crime, Dominic.
Good morning, everyone. Dominic Mexico, Orange County Sheriff's Department. I manage the programs and reentry services inside the jail, and still collaborate with retired Assistant Sheriff Joe Blicky to bring reentry services both inside the jail and post-release.
Awesome, thank you. Let's go to Giovanna.
Good morning, my name is Giovanna Flores. I am with the Geo Reentry Services in the Santa Ana DRC location. And we help with reentry. We help those who are formerly incarcerated go and join the community again.
Awesome, thank you. Alexis?
Hello, everyone. My name is Alexis Strong, and I am with Amazon Workforce Staffing. So essentially, our team is here to look for any potential candidates that are ready to work. Our team is actually looking to hire, we actually hire all of Orange County. So within all of Orange County, we have 22 sites stemming from Santa Fe Springs all the way down to Mission Viejo. So we're excited to let you all know a little bit about what Amazon has to offer. And yeah, thank you guys so much for having us.
Awesome, thank you. So I think I saw Jonathan as well. So
yes, that's correct.
Okay, I think you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah, so I'm also on Alexis's team here in Orange County. So I'm a staffing administrator at Amazon. And again, you know, we hire for 22 sites in Orange County. So we're just here to support the community, and you know, we're looking to hire people all the time.
Awesome, thank you. All right, let me go to Lisa. I will circle back. Angie.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Angela Connell or Angie. I actually work with Megan at HumanWorks as a client relations and contract specialist. I'm also the advocacy arm of OCCAP, and I was formerly incarcerated and I'm celebrating over 2 years out. So I'm really excited to be here, and I will actually be presenting today for the Freedom Festival.
Awesome. Thank you, Angie. We'll go to Wynn.
Eunice Nguyen, Orange County Probation. I am the reentry probation officer.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. Mary.
Good morning, all. I'm Mary Foe with Work First, Next Path at Easter Seals. I am an employment specialist helping people in reentry, and I normally work with regularly with Arturo at the Department of Rehab. He is not here today, but I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Mary. Let me go to Henry.
Hi, good morning, Megan. Good morning, everybody. My name is Henry Cabrera. I work for EDD Workforce Services. One of the programs we run is the Youth Employment Opportunity Program. Our job is to assist people with youth, like youth offenders, teen parents, foster and homeless youth, etc. And our goal is obviously to prepare them, provide workshops, educational and career coaching. So if you guys have any of those clients, you're more than welcome to refer them to us. Thank you.
Thank you. Who's Carol Yuri?
Morning, everybody. Carol Yuri, Returning Home Foundation. We're an educational foundation working with all those who support those who are involved with reentry. I've got a little piece of information this morning I'll share with you if you don't know it. Starting in January 2023, the Department of Health Care Services are transforming Medi-Cal delivery services, and it will include giving Medi-Cal directly to all those reentering our community as of January. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Carol, for always giving us great updates. Nicholas?
Morning, I'm Nick. I am up here at Pasadena City College. I'm the faculty coordinator for our CORE program. That's Community Overcoming Recidivism Through Education. We are a support program for formerly incarcerated and system impacted students who want to get on a path to education, get a degree, transfer, things like that.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here. Lisa, I saw your picture was changing, so.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. I am Lisa Mamura. I am a coworker here at HumanWorks. I cover engagement and community engagement and events. And I'm also one of the event planners for the Freedom Fest, second annual Freedom Fest. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lisa. Let's go to Anna.
Good morning. My name is Anna Olivas. I'm HR Director at Air Industries. We're one of 3 PCC companies in aerospace that are looking to expand. So we're hiring anywhere between 20 and 60 people within the next 2 quarters.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. Carla.
Good morning. My name is Carla Morgan. I am from the Geo Reentry Services here in Westminster. I am the Education and Employment Coordinator, so I'm happy to be here and meet all of you guys.
Awesome. Thank you. Let's see. Danielle from 211OC.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Danielle Vanderies, the Community Engagement Manager for 211 Orange County. Again, we're a 24/7 helpline available anytime, and we always have actual people on the phone. So we're here for anyone that needs help, for information and referrals, to connect you to those resources.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Lori.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Megan. My name is Lori Friedman. I'm with Family Financial Management, and I'm here for the reentry and for everyone else to get everybody on a firm financial foundation. And I help with the reentry with either credit issues, debt issues, or needing secure credit lines. I can help with that. Give me a call. My contact information will be in the chat. Thanks, Megan.
Awesome. Thank you, Lori. And then Jenna Lynn.
Hi, everyone. Jenna Santos, Community Engagement Coordinator with Chrysalis in Orange County. We're a nonprofit organization that focuses on helping individuals and addressing their barriers to employment. So we do that through providing one-on-one support and resources. I know there's a lot of similar organizations on this call, but we work with everyone too. So if you referred someone to another agency, you can still refer them to us and we can all kind of just work together. We do have like transportation assistance, clothing, if they need a certain license or certification. Then we also have our transitional jobs as well. So if you have any questions or would like to refer someone, I did put my info in the chat, but if you need help with any other resources, you can always reach out to me as well. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Jenna Lynn. And then Heidi Kim.
Hi, I'm Heidi. I am also with Amazon Workforce Staffing, and I am new to the team, so I am just kind of here in the background, just trying to learn as much about your organizations as I can.
Okay, thank you so much and welcome. Glad to have a good representation from Amazon. So there's a lot of community providers here, so hopefully you all can exchange contact information with and connect with the employers that are here, so that you can help find your folks some employment opportunities. So all about networking and building those relationships. So without further ado, I would like to, and the name is wrong, I'm so sorry, introduce Moses from ABC SoCal. I met Moses through Aaron. Some of you may all remember Aaron with ABC SoCal. ABC SoCal has been a great partner of OCCAP and also HumanWorks, and they're also a great partner with Hope Builders, which you all are familiar with. And so I'm really excited for him to be able to share his story about how the construction industry and ABC SoCal have helped him in his life. So I will turn it over to you, Moses.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Megan, thank you for having me this morning. All of you that are here, great resources. Make sure that I grab your guys' information as well out of that contact info. Just briefly though, give you a little bit of background. Is there an order, Megan, you want me to start at? You're on mute, Megan. Sorry.
I was just fixing my Google on the PowerPoint. So why don't you start with how you grew up?
Okay, so how I grew up, interesting. All right, now I grew up with both parents. Both parents were at home. I had one older brother. I am 38 years old. My brother is 39, and I did have a younger sister who was not born yet. I grew up playing sports. I love baseball. Father was in and out of the picture. Mother was trying to make ends meet. And it was just one of those, if anyone knows Hispanic culture, you kind of like try to make ends meet with mom trying to make ends meet. But I spend most of my time with my grandmother. And doing that, you know, you start to go through the schools, you start to look for friendship, you start to look for different things as growing up. At least I did. Started to play baseball. I was about the age of 10, 11. And just kind of at the age 10 or 11, I'll just start there. It's kind of like trailed off. I started to find myself trailing off to trying to be accepted, trying to be, I don't know, have a friend or two. And I apologize if I get emotional, but I go back into my childhood where I feel like I'm the only one there. I started to hang out late night. I started to hang out at a lot later hours of the night, finding myself to stay out 12 o'clock. First time I got arrested, actually 12 years of age. Started to visit the juvenile hall system, Los Padrinos. I grew up in the city of Norwalk. Whittier was the area. So I was in the Norwalk Sheriff's area, Los Padrinos. Started to graduate from one facility to the next. Watched a lot of movies, and some of the movies were influencing me in a negative way, where I wanted to be like that person. And I thought I became that person because from juvenile facilities, juvenile halls, I went to juvenile camps. Started to see the juvenile camps, and then I went to youth authority. I went to youth authority. I was at youth authority, I want to say at the age of 16 years old. From 16 years old to 19 years old, I was in youth authority. I got out, parole, went to prison. And from there, it was just spiraling. There was no way of kind of returning. To the point where after the youth authority, after coming out as a young man and really not having no life skills besides being incarcerated, I needed to find a job. I needed to start to be responsible. I needed to start getting a re-entry back into society. Parole was hard enough, for me, not being able to breathe without, hey, I'm going over here, I'm going over there. I did have a parole officer out of the city of Montebello who actually helped me to kind of get the wheel spinning, directing me where to go get a job. So this is the early 2000s now. Fast forward, this is the early 2000s, 2003. In 2003, got a first warehouse job and started to just be a little bit more involved with myself. Did I still have people I hung around with? Yes. Did I call them friends? Yes, because that's all I knew. So after doing, trying to get my life together, right? You do 5 steps forward and 10 steps back. I ended up in prison once again. I get a violation. It's 2005. I do a few years in prison and I get out in 2007. By that time, my parents have already relocated to the Inland Empire. They went to Moreno Valley. I did remember though, through those experiences, going back to the juvenile camps, boot camp, Camp Scudder, you got the camps out in Lancaster area for juveniles. It really did help. It helped me to understand discipline, to be able to wake up in the morning and make your bed, in fact, make your bed with hospital corners. To me, that meant a lot. So those little things helped me to get on a path where I knew I was heading somewhere. I believed I was heading somewhere, and I wanted to keep that path going. Well, something came up. So I get out in 2007. I go live with my parents. This is where actually everything took place, the whole change in my life. You had a social media group called MySpace. I, at that time, was about 28 years old. You have MySpace, you have these parties, and you go out to these parties. And again, I'm still trying to find myself at the age of 28. Let me just take you back for a moment, okay? At the age of 20, I had my first child, and following that, I had a second child. with one lady, and I had 2 kids. So being a part of the kids' life, growing up and doing all that, they started to grow up all the ways up until 2007. 2008, actually, I found myself to be at a party where some people were injured. There was a fight that broke out. There was tire irons. It was a large group, 12 people plus. And a few weeks later, I happened to find myself, my house where I stayed at with my parents, being surrounded by SWAT team early morning, being surrounded by helicopter, by paddy wagons. And I was arrested. I was in Robert Presley Detention Center in Riverside, and I was facing 2 counts of attempted murder. I was facing 2 counts of great bodily injury. And I was facing 10 years to life on top of those accounts for gang enhancement. Gang enhancement, some of you guys may know that gang enhancement carries a life sentence by itself, as long as there's a crime that could actually support that. And there was, to try to promote a gang. I grew up in the gangs. I grew up in Norwalk. I became a gang member. I knew the ins and outs of the streets and how things work. It helped bring in income. It make things easier, no responsibilities. You could depend on things coming in and going out. That very day that I was actually in the county jail in Riverside, I didn't think anything of it. I was arrested, but it didn't hit me then. It took close to a year and a half. And in that year and a half of just going through, hearings, not knowing the mother of my children, as I mentioned back then, had her own issue and her own run-ins with the law, where those kids were removed from her home and taken into foster care and later to be adopted. Going through the process, okay, I was in Robert Presley for 2.5 years fighting my case. Kids got adopted, finalized. I couldn't be there for any of their court hearings due to the high risk of my security level and Robert Presley. The court hearings were in Los Angeles. Having that burden on me was enough just to kind of get me to spin out and act out in a negative way. And I did so. I got involved, even being in jail. You get involved with drugs, you get involved with alcohol. And you actually, for me, I thought it was just all fun and games. It didn't really hit me. Until one day, my attorney came and said, hey, Moses, I'm gonna go have lunch with the district attorney. They want to give you 10 years for this. If we go to trial, it's going to be ugly. I don't know if you're ready to do that. And I told him, I says, look, I don't want to. He showed me, he let me hear the recordings. You're intimidating witnesses, the whole works. There's more charges on top of what you're facing. Says, I don't want to take it. I go, if there are many things I did in my life just to fit in. I took a lot of charges for people. I went down for a lot of people. I go, but this is the one time that I won't take this deal. I go, and I know it's 10 years. You're saying it's a deal. I go, so please just let the district attorney know that I'm going to decline. If anybody knows of the law in Riverside, Rod Pacheco was the district attorney. Once upon a time, they had the highest conviction rate. I was getting that around the inmates that were with me, that, hey, if you go to trial, you're going to lose, yada, yada, yada. I believed one thing. And that one thing that I believed in was my innocence. Going around a year and a half in, reality kicked in that 2 of my children are adopted. In 2007 and 2006, I had another child from another lady, 2 children from her a year apart. So now I got these kids without their dad, my other kids without their dad. So life just really hit me, and I needed to do something. I needed to really, really do something. Thing is, I didn't know what to do. But being in a jail cell, I said, if there was a God, he's going to help me. I believe in what everybody else doesn't believe in, and that's being free. 2 life sentences in the county jail with everything else falling apart around you. Well, I guess that was pretty bad for itself. But being in that jail cell, not knowing that I was going to get out, 2 people who loved me. I had relatives. I had an aunt and an uncle who specifically came. They shared their faith with me. It brought me to a place that I completely made a turn. And I just put my trust in someone greater than myself. I didn't know where I was going to be at. They said, hey, you're 28 years old. You're going to face 2 life sentences. You're never going to see daylight. You're never going to be out there with your family. I says, I understand. Let's go to trial. Life works out in many different ways. For me, I had a death penalty lawyer who was representing me, overwhelmed with his caseload. I fired him. I went through 3 attorneys and I fired him. Until I finally just got on my knees and I just prayed and I said, you know what, if there's a God that's listening to me, send me somebody who's going to represent me. I got a state appointed attorney from Newport Beach who came in and took my case, and I told him everything he needed to know. At that point, I just took my hands off the situation, started to be a little bit free, had family coming to support me because I'm getting closer and closer to my trial date. We went to trial. We had a jury. After 5 days of trial, it was pretty scary. Okay, here's my life. It's pretty scary. Flash before me. What am I going to do? 5 days of trial, hearing the facts, hearing the evidence. I was found acquitted on those 4 counts with the gang enhancement. A couple hours later, I was released from Riverside. I was returned to my family. After 2.5 years, children being adopted, new kids that are still newborns that I barely even know. Programs that helped me as I got out, Celebrate Recovery. My relatives were inviting me to church. They were saying, come to church. Came around. But something took place though. My point is something took place in that jail cell. From the moment that I got on my knees and I prayed to the moment of that trial date, something took place. Something supernatural, because there was a shift that happened and there was something real and effective. I started to pursue other groups such as Celebrate Recovery, small church groups, people who could actually bring me life positively. I got out, I pursued a small job, warehouse work. My uncle actually says, hey, Moses, he's an electrician. He goes, hey, this is in 2010, 2011. He says, you should become an electrician. If you become an electrician, you can go do this, that, and the other. I kind of weighed that off for 5 years. In 2015, I actually went to an electrical company. I put in a resume. It was actually my honeymoon. I got married in 2014, and 2015 was my honeymoon. When I came back, I had a voicemail. I went, did their interview. I got the job. I see that I was 5 years delayed, but I think that the timing was just right. I started to go, I was a trainee through an electrical company. I came to ABC SoCal, apprenticeship school for associated and builders of contractors here in Southern California in Anaheim. I came through the 4-year program. I graduated the program. I became a certified electrician that now I am certified through the state of California. After I did that on the field for 6 years, I transitioned. I started to help a lot of people on the field, but primarily my job was to give my employer my work and my production. And even though I was helping them by helping new people come in, new apprentices on the job on the field, I felt like I wasn't giving all my time. And I knew that there's a place and a setting for that. I was able to transition into ABC full-time. I am now a full-time electrical instructor, and I actually teach apprentices in the classroom settings now full-time. It's a start for me. Is this where I want to stay for the time being? Yes. I want to be my own boss. I want to have my own company. I want to be able to reach out to other people and help them. I want other people, other individuals to know, one, you're going to go through things in life. The people around you is going to matter on how you get through those situations in life. And when you do cross those barriers, how you're going to continue that journey. It's a new day and age out there. I hear from different people, life is different financially. I hear different things. All I can do is share them the things that I went through, and hopefully they can take that and learn from it so that they don't have to go through it. Megan, I came to a stop. If there's any questions for anybody, here I am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Moses, for sharing your incredible story. And in the chat, there's been lots of like kudos in there, and just like a lot of Lisa will say moments of impact in your life. But I'm glad that you had that epiphany almost, when you were in your jail cell, and you said you were innocent and you fought for it, and you were able to rely on your faith to give you strength, and you created a new support system to help carry you through that. And when you came out, you continued that, right? You continued building a better support system, unlike what you were doing in the past. They say if you continue to do the same thing and get the same results, that's insanity. So it's like we all know that we have to do something different. So I really applaud you, and just want to throw it out to the room for individuals to ask him questions, or just provide words of encouragement, or just share their appreciation for you sharing your story. A lot of people putting it in the chat, so I don't know if anybody else wants to say anything, ask any questions.
Well, thank you for sharing, Moses. I know we all appreciate it very, very much. Do you, how's everything going with your 2 kids now?
Okay, so is my mic on?
Yeah.
So maybe about a year ago, the ones that got adopted, their one just turned 18. The other one will be 18 at the end of the year. Just again, I can say mysteriously, I can use all these other words. they happened to reach out to me. How they got my cell phone number, they happened to reach out to me. They're still adopted. One of them is 18 now, from what I understand. One did leave the home. But they reached out to me and they had questions and they wanted to know some things. As far as I know, they're still in the home. One turned 18 and left, but when I was talking to them, they were still in the home of their adopted family. I personally, these are my convictions. Everybody may see things different in life. I got on a camera, a FaceTime with them to show them who I am. I address them by their adopted name to give them that respect, because that's all they know. And I just talked to both of them at the same time and let them know that I would love nothing more than to be in their life. Now, I can't go back into history and change it, but I could let them know, I want to be in your guys' life. Okay? That would be your choice. I go, but just to let you know one thing, okay, you guys still belong to your mom, which they know their adopted mom as mom. I says, and I respect that. I go, but until the age of 18, until you guys make that choice to leave the home or come forward to let your mom know that you have came in contact with your side of the family and you want to pursue talking to them, I would be here. I says, but I want you to know that I won't continue to conversate with you because of that respect for your mom. She's adopted. She did a lot for you guys through this time. I laid it out so they can make a decision. I haven't heard from them yet. They'll be 18, both of them. The second one will be 18. So they know where to find me. I have my contact information still the same, and we'll leave it there.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
There was, again, as you were continuing to share kind of, the update with your first two children, people were continuing to put things in the chat. So I will leave it up to anybody else that want to ask him any questions. But Moses, I'm just really grateful that you were able to share your story. Aaron's actually taking over his class right now so that he could be here to share his story. So I'm, just really excited and hope that Moses will be able to come inside Theo Lacey and talk to the men in there and share kind of how his experiences and the programs that helped him and his support system and how that was important for him, and then even more so talk more about ABC SoCal and the programs that they have, especially since he is an instructor there, kind of help build that relationship, I guess you would say, and familiarity, so and support system. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm so glad that I saved your story for hearing it first time with everyone else. I try to do that so that I'm kind of experiencing everything the same way as everyone else is. So yeah, I'm just really glad that Aaron introduced us and that you're going to be able to continue to share your story with individuals and make that impact, because that's what this all is about. It's seeing the return on investment for what we do, and that redemption is possible. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Megan, and thank everyone else.
All right, so we will, since no one else has popped up, I will move on with the agenda. So I will stop sharing my screen and give it over to Angela, Lisa, and Jennifer so that they can talk more about Freedom Fest that's coming up here in October.
Thank you, Megan. Okay, everyone. I have a presentation to share, and I did put in the chat our updated revised flyer, which Megan, I will also send over to you. It was just done, so this was a brand new thing. Okay, so As you know, I had said before, I am a justice impacted woman. I've been out a little over 2 years, and part of my parole was to be involved in women's groups, but I also did it because I have a passion for social justice, and I recognized with my privilege and the experience of my own case and being inside for 5 years that I want to do more. So I got in contact with the Orange County Women's Empowerment Group, and I ended up attending those meetings and kind of like helping shape this evolution, which is now the Freedom Festival, which is in partnership with Lisa Nomura, who is also on this call, and she works for Orange County CAP and Human Works, and Agent Swoboda, who is here as well. So we will just kind of take you through what we're doing, trying to spread the word and evolve and expand. That's kind of the collaboration we have here as community partners. So I am very passionate about this, specifically the intersection of justice impacted women. So we'll take it away. So this is our second annual Freedom Festival, as you can tell. We had a first one. The first one was last year. It went really well. It was in October, which is a great time. It's not too hot. It was excellent. But we've evolved and we've grown, and that's always positive. We do serve justice impacted women in Orange County and LA counties, not only, but that is where our expansion has gone right now. So we're just going to leave it there. So who are we? We are Department of Parole Agent Jennifer Swoboda, who introduced herself first, Elizabeth or Lisa Nomura, who is also justice impacted and spoke earlier and introduced herself, and then me, Angela Connell. Agent Swoboda, did you want to say anything else about yourself or just keep on rolling?
No, keep on rolling. Thank you.
Okay, cool. I just like to create the opportunity. I know Lisa is actually in a meeting for another AB bill that came out. So she's doing kind of like listening, multitasking work here. So I am just going to take over for her. So this, like I had said, was all spurned by this idea of like, what does freedom mean to you? And this concept came about when Lisa got out and started a Facebook page. And she is all about the idea that freedom looks good on us, it looks good on you, it looks good on everybody, but specifically it looks good on those women who have gotten out and have to become themselves again. They have a lot of requirements to become a mother when they've been absent, to become a daughter, to become a sister, to become a partner, to become a friend, to go through gender and sexual orientation identity crises, because that is what happens inside, but it also takes a toll on you mentally when you're adjusting to the world and all of the social norms that are happening now in the world. So I apologize, I didn't realize my phone was on. So all of these intersections, really, we needed a safe space for that to happen. So Lisa created that safe space on her Facebook page, and she is really like the community and the expansion and the network that she has had is incredible. So I really, if you ever want to kind of recommend your clients to start connecting on this Facebook page, it is all for justice impacted folks and their families to come aggregate resources, find safety, find community, and find all of this online. So fast forward, we had this bright idea. Well, why don't we do a festival, like a live one, basically taking what's on Facebook and putting it into, the free world and the real world. So of course, because I'm giving this presentation, we need to talk about statistics, which are my most favorite thing, because I will not do anything that's not evidence-based and data-driven, which it is. If this is not something you have seen before, I highly recommend that you start studying up on statistics and data in order to inform your practice and inform the work that you do. I know that is something that has, I worked as a chairperson for IAC, which is the Inmate Advisory Council. So I worked directly for the warden and the captain in prison. And that was something that they could actually appreciate about me, is that, yes, I'm emotional, right? Yes, I care. Yeah, I'm going through crisis. Yes, this is the most horrible situation, but I'm data driven. And that's how we can get more programs and have folks that might be on the opposite side of our ideology starting to maybe listen to us a little bit more. So the United States is one of the top incarcerators of women in the world. Changing that requires knowing there's over 231,000 incarcerated women that fall within the decentralized and overlapping system of mass incarceration. So that means justice impacted women could be youth, juveniles, they could be in federal, they could be in immigration, they could be in detention, jails, they could be not convicted or convicted, they could have all this intersectionality. So When we're talking about people that are justice impacted, I think Agent Swoboda, Megan, Lisa, and I can agree that it's not just like you did time in prison because you're horrible, you're bad, you did something wrong, and now you have paid your debt to society, and now you get dumped back outside of the gate and live your life. So that's a very binary experience, right? So we live in the gray area. And state prisons do hold like 99,000 people, and they are there for all sorts of reasons. And we know the local jails hold even more. I think it's even double what's here on the screen. And that is a lot of room for opportunity to start programming inside, which I love that Megan is able to go inside and bring our stories and testimonies to folks that are in there, bringing them hope and resources. And then I think sometimes we just forget, like, all of this experience happens, and there's so many people who need gender and evidence-based care, and they get out to a world that doesn't have that consistently and sustainably. So even though our effort here is not to, we are a festival, we do want it to be a joyous celebratory experience, but we also layered into that, we want to provide the most like kick butt resources we possibly can. And that's where all of you come in. So California's response has been far more progressive. I actually am from Arizona. I was extradited from Arizona to be in California. So I have a dual experience of doing time in a very conservative place, Arizona, and now living here in Arizona and actually doing work in the prisons in Arizona. I've done it, and it is a very sad state of affairs, to put it very mildly. California has been far more progressive. And it's not perfect, no institution is, but they have recognized the disparity. They do gender-centered community partnerships. So gender-centered means they're doing evidence-based care. So what works for identify as male in the prison system or in the incarcerated system does not work for those who identify as female in the incarceral system, right? So that is incredibly important. Then we go into gender responsive care when they actually get out. So they're learning all of these tools, coping mechanisms, CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, parenting classes, life skills, college courses, career pathways, workforce development. And then when they get out, they're put back into those same continuum of care, gender responsive care. So that has been incredible for us, because then we can connect with community partners like you who are doing all that amazing work. And we can say, hey, want to come to our Freedom Festival? Because it's a one-stop shop now. We can start to capture these folks when they get out and maybe help them along, even if they've been out 2 to 3 years, maybe 4, we're still helping them along in this process because it is a lifelong thing. The trauma that occurs not only prior to generationally for most folks, it is still systemic and still pervasive once they're inside, and sometimes it's worse. And worse is just a generic term, but the trauma of incarceration is real. So I really am just passionate, and I know all of us are, about just creating the sustainable pathways. And I use the word sustainable because, like the American Red Cross, who just goes into Africa and hands out AZT and medication and then leaves, that is not sustainable. Folks don't know how to tell time. They do not have access to timers and watches and things that are effective for like AIDS medication, right? So you take that same analogy in parallel and you put it into, you tell them, well, here are the tools, I gave them to you inside, go out, make it happen. So that is something we want to avoid. And sustainability is all about collaboration. I always say reentry is collaboration, not competition. This isn't, an arms race where we're all trying to collect the most people. This is really us working together to make this happen. So this is just a little glimpse at our first annual Freedom Festival. We were very into the colors, but it's just to show you that we've had a lot of sponsors and we've had a lot of folks show up for us in a really beautiful and big way. And this is also to tell you that we not only went after our community partners, but we also went after the colleges. So colleges are very progressive places generally, and they like to help folks get an education. Like, they want people to succeed in like the best way possible. So a lot of colleges, anybody who is working in like the legal field, clerking, all of those are welcome and very much, I think, probably going to be the change makers in these groups. So our wish list, because it wouldn't be a presentation without some donations, right? So we do need still some items on our wish list to be met. This probably will shift or has shifted if I haven't checked my email, but it's always nice to have more, or at least intentions for more. We do have a sponsorship jot form that I can send to anybody who would like it, and they can actually fill it out. It's not saying that, oh yes, I'm definitely going to give you $12 million, but it is saying like, I will put, we're not taking direct cash, by the way. I will put myself forward to assist with this event, right? So I have a check mark by Women's Hygiene Products because we are getting an excessive amount of women's hygiene products from CVS. So CVS will actually be there. We will be getting them more information on that. Hopefully in the coming weeks, we can get that all out to you. They'll be providing some women's wellness and family wellness at the event. Gift cards for women and families. So this could be in the form of like an Applebee's gift card to take the family out to dinner, or anything that you could possibly think, a gift card to get their hair done or their nails done. All things like that. So try to think like practicality and what is going to be the most holistic care that we could possibly provide them. And please try to think of families as well, because, you know, it's just statistics, regardless of your sexual orientation and gender orientation. Statistics are most of these women has families on the outside, right? Fall Halloween harvest decorations, if we still need some. Agent Swoboda can tell me yes or no. I was still a little fuzzy on that. However, we'll always take them because we are going to continue to do these festivals, and they are in October. So we do like keeping with the theme because it's fantastic. And then monetary donations direct to vendors. So like I said, we are not a foundation. We're not a 501c3. It's Lisa and me and Agent Swoboda backing us up, our fearless leader. And yeah, we just need you to like pay for some tacos, pay for some ice cream, maybe pay, say we had to pay like a fee for parking, which we don't, but if there was something like that, a little small fee, paying for t-shirts that we're trying to get made. So that's kind of a big donation, but it's like about $450. So we're just looking for all of these to collect. So if it can't happen now, at least we can try to garner your interest and get you to start looking forward to the next one, the third annual. I did see in the chats, Mary, you had asked about the amount. I don't think, yeah, thanks, Agent Swoboda. Yeah, 10 and above if possible. Yeah, I wouldn't do like $5 and I wouldn't do like $300. I mean, you can if you want, that would be so generous, but just a reasonable, you know, a reasonable amount. I'll make sure to distribute, again, a wish list, and I'll make sure to distribute the brand new flyer as well, and make sure Megan has it because, as you all know, she sends out the recap email, so you can have it there. And it's going to be October 8th, 2022, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Not a lot of time out of your day. We're hoping for great weather and no mask mandates, but you never know. NTMA, Santa Fe Springs. So this is the Machinist Career College, and the address and all the details will obviously be on the flyer, but this is where it's going to be. And we're just so grateful for NTMA for putting forth their entire facility and all of practically all of their employees to us. So that's so wonderful. Oh, Myra, thank you so much. So Myra, 3 $10 gift cards for Target. I love Target. I have an addiction to Target. There's probably a place I can go to get work on that, but you are wonderful. Thank you so much. Yeah, so this is our contact information. If you want to screenshot it, take a picture of it, whatever you would like to do. I use my personal email for this work, but you all, I think, have all my HumanWorks email, Angela@humanworks.org. So I think you all already have that. Feel free to hit me up about anything on my personal email, Freedom Fest related, just to keep it separate and respect the bandwidth at work. But other than that, that's what we got. And we just really appreciate you listening to me and my spiel and supporting Freedom Festival, supporting Lisa and I on our reentry journey. Thank you so much. Like, a lot of you don't realize that maybe you had never met me before when I got out, but your organizations have really impacted me and helped me. I'm actually going to be a keynote speaker for the GEO is doing a huge graduation for one of their brand new reentry centers in Idaho. So I'm going to be a keynote speaker there. And I'm just super grateful. I know a lot of people like the private prison thing, but the reentry services and DRPs, day reporting centers that GEO has, have been just like incredible to me. So thank you so much. And thank you, OC Cap and Megan, for doing this and allowing us to take up all this time. I will stop sharing.
Thank you, Angela. That was a great presentation. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
So just really briefly, I've gotten quite a few emails from community organizations in the past few days asking, how do we get a table? How do we attend? All you have to do is email me. There's no red tape involved. If you reach out with an email and I email you back, consider yourself tabled. It's an amazing event for justice-involved women and their families, but it's also really a networking event on steroids. So if you have friends who are involved in the reentry community or social work or teachers or who are law students, anybody at all who touches the reentry community, I encourage you to come because you'll just gain incredible resources. And it's a lot of fun. We'll have tacos, we'll have pizza, ice cream. So it's a good time. Yeah, it's a good time. Thank you.
Are you also?
And it's like fancy ice cream too. So it's not just a cone from McDonald's. It's good ice cream.
Employers there too, or are you gonna want that as well?
Yes, it's everything. If you've been to the PAC meeting, a lot of you probably in this meeting have been to the PAC meeting. It's like a PAC meeting on steroids. So the PAC meeting is a resource meeting for parolees with employers and community colleges, counseling services. NA comes to the PAC meetings. So you name it as a resource, employment, education, healthcare, anything. There are going to be multiple organizations there from Orange County and from LA County this year. Last year was just strictly an Orange County event. It was so successful, we're expanding this year. So it's Santa Fe Springs, which is really incredibly centrally located for LA County and for Orange County. It's sort of the southern tip of LA County, so it's a perfect location. So yeah, come on by. If you have that afternoon open, even if you just have an hour to come by, if you can't do a table or you can't be there the whole afternoon, come on by when you can. We'd love to have you. Thank you.
Awesome. Lisa, would you like to add anything? I know you're multitasking, but I know you're somewhere in the universe out there. While I start to get my slide back there. No? Okay. So let me continue on with the meeting. And again, I really appreciate everyone here today. And thank you, Moses, again, for sharing your story, and Angela for doing the presentation, and then also Agent Sabota for talking more about the Freedom Fest. I think this is a really great event, and it's a really way for us to engage in a different way with individuals that are justice involved in their family, and making it not so serious and more fun. And I think the family element makes it a lot more approachable and creating a more open environment for them. So anywho, so again, this is the OCCAP team. So we have myself, Lisa, Angela, and Carol. Carol is experiencing a power outage where she's at, so that's why she's not on the meeting right now. So yesterday, Lisa and I went inside and spoke to the women. It was a super amazing experience, I would have to say. When we went into the life skills class, there was only about like a handful of women, and then we found out that there wasn't anyone coming from the Catholic Church. So we ended up getting, a whole room of 15 women, and they all got to hear their Lisa's story. This was her first time going in, and they all said that they were meant to be there for a reason, and her story really touched them. It was just a really amazing experience. And every time I go inside, and not just men, but the women particularly, I feel like a woman's story is a lot different inside with the incarceration than the men's experience. So I always love interacting with the individuals and seeing their eyes light up with hope that it's possible, and that's really what we're trying to do. And again, I'm just super grateful with the partnership that we built thanks to former Assistant Sheriff Blicky. for helping make this possible, and Dominic and Melody and the rest of the staff and the Sheriff's Department, because I know it's making a difference, and it's really giving these individuals that message of hope and sharing the resources in a different setting, and providing a different speaker, a different messenger. And I think, and I really believe that it's making a bigger difference. So I really appreciate that. So I look forward to going inside once again next month. Gotta make sure I renew my security clearance so that I make sure I can go inside. So we're continually updating the flyer that we hand out inside. So Carol kind of redesigned it. We need to update it a little bit more. So if your services aren't on this flyer, please make sure you fill out the survey, because it's really important that even if, say, your services like Geo Group is by referral only, I still want them to understand what it is. I still talk about it. So it still just gives the individuals inside an opportunity to learn what resources are out there. And then we've got the PAC meeting coming up on September 14th. I love that Jen's got the football, because we love our football.
Go Steelers.
Yeah. Go Rams. So yeah, Joe, did you want to say something?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, just to piggyback on what you were talking about, that flyer specifically, when you're going inside, I mean, you've got all those resources that you're offering up. I would encourage all those same resources to become part of Unite Us, because that's what Dominic's team is going to utilize for referrals. And, you know, hopefully we'll continue to expand that out. There's so many resources in Orange County that they're not all connected. And what we're trying to do through Unite Us, that seems to be the best platform that we've came across, is get all those folks together. So it's a one-stop shop, and we're trying to give folks all the resources that they need. And and secondly, it's just, you know, you guys are doing a great job going into jail. I'm glad it's working out. I hope it continues to go in that direction. It was a dream of mine. I learned it from probation. It wasn't something I created. They were doing it at juvenile hall, and it seems to be working really well. But again, everybody that you come in contact with, all your resources are online today. If they can all work together to get on Unite Us so that we can use all of them and we're not missing any gaps, that's the goal, is to give these folks everything that they need.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you for you know, piggybacking on that, Joe. I think you know, the Unite Us is a really powerful platform. You know, similar to and different than 211OC, which is also a great partner of ours, and you know, for the county and stuff. So it's just making sure that we are giving the best opportunity for the individuals that are in the community. And I know that that's what everyone's wanting to do. So if we can all just make sure that we are, you know, on every platform possible, but specifically the Unite Us, so that we can just make that connections of resources that much stronger for those that are transitioning back in the community. So thank you. Jen, was there anything else you wanted to add about the PAC meeting?
I don't think so. If you're not currently coming to the PAC meeting and you're interested, that's our orientation meeting for new parolees every month. Just same thing as always, just email me and we can get you there easy peasy.
And there's food.
And there's food.
Yeah, afterwards. So who doesn't love hamburgers and hot dogs?
Yeah, the church grills for us every month. God bless them.
Yes. So we are, you know, we've got 25 minutes left. I'm not gonna I would love to give you all that time back in your schedule. So we were able to get through things pretty quickly. I did want to share CLO has a social media class tonight, starting from 4 to 5 by Zoom. You can register. There's the flyer up there. And then also they're starting up another business program. I believe it's next week. So that's that boot camp that they have, which is really great. They're just such a great organization, and they're really growing. So for those clients of yours that are express interest in entrepreneurship, this is that great way to begin that process and help them realize, like, is this something I really want to do? Is this something I'm going to start now? I think that this is a great way that doesn't take too much of their time. They can still have a job and still be able to come and go to school, whatever it is for them. So next month, we will have our meeting on Wednesday, September 28th, either Zoom or in person, whatever you would like to do. The speaker we have, which I alluded to earlier, he is actually a veteran. And so I believe he served 20 years, if I'm remembering correctly. So I'm really excited for him to share his story. He will be in person. I'm not renewing the lease for my HumanWorks building because I'm looking for a different building. So this will actually, if you've ever been to the HumanWorks office, it's actually, I'll be now over at my family business right across the parking lot. So it's not that far in the conference room. So you can still come in person if you like, but just know that with that September meeting will now be over there and any future meetings. So if you have any questions or if anyone has any other updates that they would like to share, since we have more time, feel free to take yourself off mute and talk about it. All right, we've got peanuts, so that means that no one has anything they'd like to share. Lisa, I see you're still there. Was there anything you wanted to say about maybe yesterday or anything about the Freedom Fest?
I think Ange did a great job in covering the Freedom Fest, but I would like to speak to yesterday. It was actually my very first time going into a facility that required security and going in to see people that are currently incarcerated. It was it was very emotional for me, very full circle moment for me, especially since, of course, my lived experience includes incarceration. And we met with about, like 15 women, maybe? Yeah. And, they were very receptive. Sharing my story with them, I'm almost positive that they all kind of connected with me on a very personal level with their own and connected to my lived experience in their own way, which always makes a person who's speaking feel so good to know that they've reached every person in the room before being done. And I look forward to going again. I am very grateful for the program, and I think I'm just grateful for the Sheriff's Department and also for Megan for even telling me about this opportunity that I could do that. And yeah, it was a very emotional day too. A lot of emotions, there were tears in the room, and it was just a very good day and a great experience. And I told them that, you may not remember everything that I said today, but I'm hoping that you'll remember how I made you feel today and that you can take that back and somehow help yourself through hearing my story, navigate through your own time, and hopefully go on to more successes that don't include incarceration. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Lisa. Appreciate it. Anybody have any updates or anything like that? No, well, going once, going twice. All right, 20 minutes left of your life back. I love doing that. That's my favorite. So with our marathon meetings that we have every day. So I appreciate you all, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. If you would like any flyers to go out that you didn't already put in the chat, or any flyers after the meeting that you want to send over, please feel free to send them my way, and Carol and Angela and Lisa if you'd like. And we'll make sure that we put it in the meeting recap and send out, also any meeting reminders as well. So always feel free to share the flyers. I know there's always something going on in the community, so Thank you all for everything that you do, and I hope you have a great Labor Day weekend too. So you know, and stay cool, because I heard it's going to be a really hot one. So stay hydrated. So thank you all.
Thanks,
Bye.
Megan.
Thank you.